Well, as we approach the weekend, another week comes to an end in these United States. Donald Trump finds himself in contempt, and Drew Barrymore thinks that Camilla thinks she's a hottie Harris, is mommy to our nation. Right about the same time, Howard Stern declares Jobama Biden daddy. Yeah, you can't make this stuff up.
Let's get ready to rumble! You can't handle the truth. Somebody to the top of the line.
Hi, I'm Pastor Marty. Welcome to the Afternoon Drive. Please make sure that you are subscribed to the channel. Once you are, smack the bell, click the word all. That'll give you a notification of my rants, my ravings, and my undeniably flawless reasonings. Then like and share this video. That's how we get the word out that we're here. So give us a big thumbs up, share this link to your social media platforms, and welcome to the Afternoon Drive. Well, as the sham mistrial of Donald Trump continues on in Manhattan, although Trump does get one day a week off from court that he can go out and campaign, and he makes the most of it. But while he's stuck in New York, he's been making the most of that. And recently, well, he delivered some pizza to the firefighters of New York.
Quick, Trump's just outside of a fire station after leaving court. He's got pizza for the guys. This is typical Trump. Let's poke in and see what he's up to right there.
Trump has this ability to literally connect with people, and this is what the lying legacy, mainstream, corrupt, vile media doesn't understand. They think they connect with people. They think they represent and are speaking on behalf of the people and have the people's best interest at heart because, they're paid by a big corporation to read a teleprompter. But look at how many of these people, when they lose their jobs at CNN and other venues, they go out and they try to launch their own podcast, do their own thing, and it flops. Brian Stelter, Don Lemonhead, Keith Olbermann, and others have tried to launch their own platforms. Nobody watches them. Nobody gives a flying flip what they say. Even Chris Cuomo, who out of all of them at least had more name recognition and some entertainment value, tried to launch his own thing. It didn't do so hot. Now he's on, News Nation? I mean, they have virtually no viewers, but he's there. He kind of understands that, he hasn't earned a platform. He was given one and he had viewers because he was on CNN, but when he lost that gig, he found out really fast nobody really cares what Chris Cuomo thinks. And what the media loses their minds over, I think, with Donald Trump is that they thought they stripped him of all of his outlets, from Alex Jones to Twitter to etc., that they muzzled him, and that was the end of him. But people seek him out because Donald Trump genuinely connects with people. And scenes like this are an absolute, it makes the libloons lose their minds because you can see that it is genuine. They're not paid to do this. They're not paid to fawn over him. This is genuine. It is real. It is natural. And Joe Biden does not have that ability on any level. So as Donald Trump sits there and we get, because there's no cameras to show us what's going on. That's really what flipped the Georgia case, right? You do know that, right? I mean, because everybody thought the Georgia case was the one that was really going to take him down because it wasn't federal. Therefore, the Supreme Court couldn't step in on his behalf. He couldn't pardon himself. This was at the state level. He was trying to steal an election. And boy, I mean, there were conservatives that were nervous over the Georgia case. And then it went on television. And you got to see Fanny and Nathan's hot dog in the hot seat being grilled on television. and you began to realize their stories aren't lining up, things aren't matching. Their whole persona, their whole image, the whole narrative they had tried to craft exploded because we watched them on television and people came away with a, ew, these are really just like, ew, nasty people. So the judge has not allowed any cameras to film what's happening. So we have to take it from the New York Times that Donald Trump is sleeping. It's boring. Donald Trump is farting. No, really, that was the New York Times reported on that he was letting off flatulence in the courtroom. Well, I would too. And by the way, when they report on those things, they don't even understand how much that even makes Trump more of a hero. He went up in the polls because of that. Because again, young people and rebels, they go, yeah, fart on the system. Because Trump has that kind of connection with people. The lawyer for Stormy Daniels was on the stand, and all we can do is read. We can't see what happened. If we could see it, this thing would be over. Because the lawyer got absolutely dismantled by the Trump defense team. This lawyer represented Stormy Daniels to get the hush money. Well, it turns out this is all he does for a living, that he has done shakedowns of everybody from Charlie Sheen to every actor or personality with a name that you can think of. And this is what he does. He finds a woman that makes an allegation, and these people, they pay him money to make her shut up and just go away. And this is part of the price of doing business. And a guy like Donald Trump was not just a real estate mogul, he was a public figure. I hate that word figure, it's figure. He had the TV show The Apprentice, he was out in the media eye, he was a celebrity. And part of that they budget into their budget every year of doing business as their brand, and Donald Trump is his own brand, is there are people who are going to come forward, they're going to accuse you of things because they want money, and they just kind of budget that in, and there's a team of lawyers that their job is to dole this out and make these people go away, just leave me alone. Because they find just paying them $10,000 or $50,000 to make them shut up and go away, in the end, saves them a lot of time, a lot of money, a lot of aggravation. That's what's going on here. And if the jury had been explained this, and the fact that this isn't even a crime, what they're trying to do is raise it to this federal crime that Donald Trump, in paying Stormy Daniels this money, only did it because he was running for president. And this somehow would influence the election. It was election tampering. This is the theory that's being espoused here. The judge should have, but of course he was not, and he will not, explain the actual law to the jury, which is when they finally wrap this charade up, the judge has to look at the jury and say this. Now, if you believe that Donald Trump only paid this money to Stormy Daniels so that he could become president, you find him guilty. If you believe that Donald Trump would have paid this money to Stormy Daniels to make her be quiet and just go away and leave him alone, even if he wasn't running for president, you need to acquit him. That's this whole case. That's what this is. Will the judge do that? No. This is a lot like the O.J. Simpson trial. It was over before it started because the venue was Los Angeles, and you took one look at that jury and you knew they were going to let O.J. walk. The prosecution, from Greta Van Susteren to, I forget everybody that was on, the other woman there, it was over before it started. It was over before it started. And sadly for Trump, it's kind of over before it started unless there's one person on that jury that actually follows the law. But hey, that's America. But you know what? It's okay, because everything that's going on in the world right now, we just need a hug. That's what Drew Barrymore said. And she wants Kamala Harris to hug us and tuck us in at night and be our mommy.
We all need a mom. I've been thinking that we really all need a tremendous hug in the world right now. Yeah. But in our country, we need you to be Mamala of the country.
What you just said is one of the most insanely idiotic things I have ever heard. Everyone in this room is now dumber for having listened to it. And may God have mercy on your soul.
Gentlemen, Ciccolini here may talk like an idiot and look like an idiot, but don't let that fool you. He really is an idiot.
That is so unbelievably cringe. It makes me want to hurl. Drew Barrymore is living proof why people with mental instabilities should not be given TV shows. It's really sad when you have two people, Kamala Harris and Drew Barrymore, and Kamala is the one that actually comes away looking normal. I mean, think about this. Drew Barrymore, who was like a drug addict by the time she was 11, because she had a mother who let her party at Studio 54 at age 11. So we get that Drew has a lot of issues. As far as I'm concerned, she hit her peak at age 5 in E.T. But, she did a bunch of those romantic comedies. I saw Fever Pitch with her and Jimmy Fallon. My wife and daughter's, one of their favorite go-to movies was 50 First Dates. So she did a lot of those and, riding in cars with boys and all that stuff. But all you have to do is watch her and the plethora of interviews that she has given over the years, and you realize she has a lot of mental and emotional issues. She's as cringe as Alyssa Milano. Thank God Alyssa Milano doesn't have a daily TV show. I can't for the life of me think who watches this. I didn't even know Drew Barrymore had a TV show until a year or two ago. My wife and I were on vacation, staying in a hotel, and one morning, my wife was sleeping in. I wanted coffee and toast, and I went down to the breakfast area and got myself some toast and coffee, and had planned on just sitting there with my phone and, reading a news headline or two and maybe watching a news commentary on YouTube or listening to a podcast. But on the big TV in the dining area was Drew Barrymore. And I'm just kind of watching this like, hey, wait, that's Drew Barrymore. And I said to somebody next to me, I said, she's got a TV show? And he's like, yeah, can you believe it? No, I can't believe anybody watches this. And I've watched a couple times where at Christmas time, she fawned all over Joe Biden. Recently, she got on the floor and did a hug thing with Dylan Mulvaney and thanked it for standing up for women's rights. Are you... What? What? Where are you women libbers on that? Seriously, where are you? When the worst male can step into a female role and out-female you. What do you mean by that? All right. Take a guy like Leah Thompson, who was ranked 500th in collegiate swimmers, 500th as a male, declares himself female, and goes to number 1. So you can be, as a man, the worst at something, declare yourself a woman, and automatically be the best. Ladies, this is not a good PR move for you. This is bad optics. That every guy now who's now a failure at something can just declare himself female and immediately go to the top of the pile. And Dylan Mulvaney doesn't even act like a woman. Acts like a Barbie doll, Cupid doll on steroids, prissing around, dancing around. Hi. I don't know any females that act like that. And those that do are 12. So he's also got some kind of weird like pedo thing going on there. So to make this guy a hero or a spokesperson for anything is a mistake. And it's going to be amazing when he is finally, when they are through using him, the powers that be, when they're through using him and they allow him to be exposed for personal, private, deviant behavior, and it all goes public, you're going to watch the Drews and everybody else act like they never knew him. And those videos and interviews will all just disappear down a cyber wormhole, and we'll never see it again. You gotta be our mommy. We need a hug. No, what we need is the border closed so that, we stop having these illegals coming in here and killing us and destroying our cities. What we need is relief from the inflation and the out-of-control prices because of the Biden failed economic policies. I don't need to be hugged at the grocery store. I need to be able to have the money to buy things at the grocery store. This sycophant, libloon stupidity that Drew Barrymore is. And to fawn over a complete fraud, Kamala Harris, who slept her way to the top. And then to listen to Howard Stern, the one-time shock jock who nobody's parents would let their kids listen to. Fawning for an hour with Joe Biden, fresh from having plastic surgery. Have you noticed how he looks now? I'm young, I'm vital, I'm ready to go. Calling him dad. He's got such a great environmental record. Yes. He saved on a lot of water when he was showering with his daughter. They didn't need 2 showers. Yes. Blew up the Nord Stream pipeline. How many gases did that release into the atmosphere? The worst ever. He's our hero. Jukebox hero, Joe Biden. This is a day in the life of America. And you have the establishment media from Drew to Private Parts, Howard Stern, shilling for the establishment. Meanwhile, Donald Trump, who when he does give a speech, PMSNBC will not play it because we can't listen to these lies. But, you know, Joe Biden can go out there and give speeches about an uncle being eaten by cannibals. If you don't laugh, you're going to go postal, and we don't want that. Don't do that. Sometimes you just have to look at this stuff and shake your head and say, oh my. This is what America has come to. We better pray Donald Trump gets elected, because I think this is our last shot at turning any of this around.
You know, this holiday season, it's 2022. We're coming to the close of a year, a good year, a fantastic year, a year with so much hope, so much being able to work. The thing that's also so synonymous with you is the being able to work with everybody, which is so much a part of what so many of us want. And for those who want that and believe in it, you are a beacon, and I've always been a beacon of hope with that.
Sell crazy someplace else. We're all stocked up here.